Welcome back. I think I might be a minute or so late, but I was just fumbling locking the back door and things. I have to make sure the house is secure when I'm in here on my own. So, yeah, excellent. So it's great to have you back, and thanks to those who messaged to say they'd be able to. I'm coming round, don't worry, I'm just faffing around with my coat. So, yes, this was going to be a little bowl, and then I decided not to be a good potpourri pot for Horton Tower. So we've done the outside to completion. So we're going to start getting to grips with the inside now and giving it a recess for the lid to rest on, so that'll be a little lip as well, and then hollowed out and finished. So I do know that I am going to need my vernier at some point, so I'll just bring that a bit closer, and I'll just pop over here and get my face shield. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're okay. It's actually stopped raining here. So that's pretty awesome. I've had the fan heater on just a little bit while I just warmed the workshop up a little bit. It was a bit chilly, and when things are cold and chilly, it just affects how fast products can flash off and dry, ready for polishing and finishing. So I'll just make sure that the chill is off. So I've already just reversed this around, taken it off the worm screw, the wood screw, and put it into the jaws. So let's just put that there. So I need to make sure that I also have the potpourri lid, and I can't make my mind. I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can make out what type of bird that is. I don't know if it's a hummingbird or a kingfisher. I think that's the right orientation for you guys. So if you can see that. Anyway, so that's that. I'll just leave that there in that little box. So what I need to do is just be hollowing. I'm going to use the square cutter, and I'm just going to be gradually just edging my way across now, and keep offering the lid up until it's right, and we shall take it from there. So just find where the centre spot is, fire the lathe up, nice and slow. Now obviously I know that that's not anywhere near big enough yet. And again, straight away with that lovely smell. Long way off yet. But yeah, lovely smell. Like I said, it's almost medicinal. Check my angle of the dangle. Find where I was. Now, it's just... Now I don't need, nearly there, I don't need my verniers for this part. I can just keep nibbling away. But there's three little, is it three? 1, 2, yeah, there's 3 little feet. So the vernier I will use to gauge a lip for this to rest on. But this is nearly Just a bit more. Bearing in mind that it does have to be sanded a little bit, so that's okay, and the depth of that is okay. I'll just bring this, I'll just trim it up anyway just to double check, but I'll just take this little outside edge down just a tad. So you have to bear in mind that it's only on 3 little feet, so yes, I'm happy with that. Again, like I say, it's just got to have the finishing tool and sand it a bit. So what I need to do now is just find my caliper. And I'm just need to give it a bit more, just so I'm just feeling here. Make sure it's just a smidges too much. And if I lock that into place now, I will go and get my scratch awl now and scratch a mark for where I need to make a cut with the parting tool. So make sure that's resting against that inside. Sorry for just obscuring your view a second there, but if I just push that in and give it a wiggle. Right, I couldn't feel the first little mark, so I've just made it a bit more prominent. So that's that done. So let's just, you see, being blind sucks, let me tell you. I mean, it's hard for me to convey what it's like to be in complete darkness all the time, and I fingers crossed, and I hope and I hope and I hope that nobody has to go blind like I did. had a quick comment or two with Dave Tyser, so hello Dave if you're listening. Yeah, I'm completely self-taught after going blind. I've never had a lesson to teach myself. I've had a lesson with Tracy Owen to learn a particular technique, which I wanted to. But it just sucks. And sometimes, I mean, you'll very rarely hear or see me get frustrated by my disability, but because it's not something I'd want to show on camera. You know, life's hard enough for everyone. What you want to see me going mental and smashing something up because things aren't going right, but yeah, gets on my nerves big time. What can you do? The viral blindness that I had, there's no cure for it, so yeah, it's frustrating. So what I need to do now is I shall just make a bit of a, feel where that is, a bit of a deeper cut now. It's just getting a bit grabby there because of the big overhang, but that's pretty cool. So just feel for the other tool. So what I can do now is just start hollowing out. So not massively heavy cuts. Again, I'm going to err on the side of caution. And make that deeper. So hollowing it out. And again, my depth gauge will come into play shortly, the checking depth, but I'm just obviously going to keep working down here. At least to the bottom of where the worm, why do I keep saying worm screw? Well, they are called that as well. The wood screw. Screw chuck. I call it a few different things really. Let's have a feel. Right, so I'm at the bottom of that initial screw hole. So let's just get an initial reading. Fair ways to go yet. 3/4 of an inch, maybe a bit more. So get this as close as I can now, just so I've got some extra depth. And actually, when I was doing that fruit bowl the other day and I was trying to do a reverse cut for the undercut, of course, Dave Tyser said, yeah, why didn't I put the banjo on completely the other way around so the locking handle was at the other end? Yeah, genius. I wish I'd have thought of that, because that would have done it. But obviously, in the heat of battle, as it were, I didn't even think of that. So, I'm just following it out here now. Going around, undercutting, so there's more space inside for the potpourri to sit. So you get more in, so you get more fragrance. So these are hollowed out, still quite a lot of wall thickness or so. That's better, it's taking. I've moved the tool around that way now, so I'm getting a better cut. Just following out nice and slowly. Taking it deeper here. Now that was a catch of sorts. Well, it was a catch, and I think I know it was just me when I was withdrawing the tool then. It was me just being sloppy and it caught the side. Let's give that a blowout. So for people that are interested in getting carbide tip tools, yes, they are a lot safer, but you can still get a catch with them. Yeah, I've still got plenty to go there. So yeah, you can still get a catch, but I do know that was definitely operator error then. I just, instead of pulling it out the hole, it was still too close to the inside edge. So I mean, luckily, having felt that on the inside, it hadn't gouged anything out or split the wood or anything. Its bark was worse than its bite then. And being blind, I things like that make me jump and panic sometimes, so I probably made it appear worse than it actually was. So I'm just feeling that pip at the bottom there. Need to drop this down a little bit, I think. I'm just feeling for that tip at the bottom. Making sure I'm getting that. So what I am actually going to do now, folks, is what I tried to do the other day, and I'm going to put this in reverse and hollow out from this side. Same rules apply. Nice and careful. So that's cutting very nicely there. It's going in the opposite direction. Just checking for thickness on the wall. Got plenty still there. So yeah, so if your lathe has got a reverse function, you know, don't be afraid to do this. If you've got confidence in your tools and your ability and everything, why not? So again, just feeling for thickness on the wall. Cutting really nicely at the minute here now. Nice and slowly. So you can almost, well, you can know almost about it. You can feel the tip of the tool following the contours and driving around. So that amplifies into messages. Even if you're sighted, it would obviously give you messages as to the contours and the shape of the inside. Quite a nice cut there. Removing material, because if you remember on the fruit bowl I gave this a sharpen as well, so it is. I'm still only using very light cuts really, but this teak's quite soft. Right, I've just heard the sound change now, which is just an indication of the wall thickness. Give that a blow out. Okay for depth at the moment. That should have enough air in that for what I need today. Still okay for depth, but getting there. Now, again, wall thickness still acceptable. you'll be able to get quite a reasonable amount of potpourri in this. Well, not me, whoever buys it. So, oh, actually, I don't know how many of you out there are Guy Martin fans. I am, along with millions of others. Me being an ex-motorcyclist, and he's just an amazing guy, so funny. A pleasure to listen to. And I used to love watching him race as well. But Channel 4, if you've got access to Channel 4, Sunday evening, 8 o'clock. He's getting trained as a pit crew mechanic, so that's, I mean, straight away, massive comedy value. And in the trailer for the programme he says, I'm good at two things, growing hair and being a mechanic. Because obviously he's famous for his luscious locks, and his side is very Ron Haslam-esque sideburns, so yeah, I love him. And especially his programmes where he's gone round, and the boat that Guy built, and all his speed attempts on Guy Martin's speed, and what an amazing guy. So yeah, check him out, Sunday, Channel 4, 8 o'clock. Be really, really interesting that. They're putting through his paces. So I'm just making sure that the base here now, I've got the lathe spinning back the conventional way, and I am just making sure I've got rid of that pip. Which I have. So I'll just take a bit more out depth-wise, and then I honestly think that'll do for depth. That's pretty cool. Get it going back the other way. Just got a bit of a ridge there now, which I will get by reverse. Ever so slowly, gently into the, I'm just getting into this back, to me, back right hand side radius, and I'm just tidying that up. Which I have got now. I've got that. Just having a feel around. Which, cool. I've got that now. You'll have to take my word for it, but I'll show it you later. So I'm going to get in here now with the finishing tool, which is that one. See if I can feel him. So I just need to drop that down just a little bit. Let's just nice and gentle. Really, really nice gentle cuts. Feels pretty awesome. I'll just oh, I've got it. There's a tiny little pit practically, and that's whisker sticking up, but I've just got that then, so cool. And now I can set her back in normal rotation. Just give this a little kiss there. Give this front edge tiny little kiss. And that's feeling really, really good. There's another blow. Turn that speed down now because I'm going to be ready for sanding. It's been very compliant, this teak. So I'm going to get the extractor going on now, and I am going to put my dust mask on as well and start sanding. I'm going to start sanding at 120, but it shouldn't need much. Let's just find this plug. So sorry about the noise, folks. So 120, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Gotta make sure you get right underneath and don't miss anywhere. 280. 240. Lovely. So that's feeling really good inside there now. And another, going back to you, Dave Ticehurst, if you're still with us, about the fit. Now that fit, you've literally only got 1 millimetre of wiggle room, but bearing in mind that this is a metal, and I know it's pewter, but it has got a bit of malleability into it. But I don't want it, like I had a feel of the one that I made for Nicola, and again it's literally a gnat's hair, maybe, I don't know, a couple of thou, that's all. And I don't want it that tight that it's like a lidded box with that, you know, pop. This is metal and I don't want it scoring and scratching. I do want it just to sit on there. And that wiggle, as much as anything, is in this pewter, because I can move it about there. It's just, you know, the comment you made, I've been thinking about it. You know, so, you know, I've not ignored what you've said and I've delved deeper. So, yeah, it's literally got there just 1 millimetre of room, so it's not, the metal's not catching on that wood. And scratching it to buggering. Excuse my franglais, but I think it would scratch it to buggery. So I'm going to squirt some of that in there, get all medieval on the inside, so that the tissue absorb that, and then there'll be enough here now on that for this outside edge. So just gently kiss that rim. Got plenty in there, plenty. So I shall let that flash off just for a second. So I was thinking actually, and it's only an idea at the minute, it's just the seed of an idea, but when I do a live streaming project, maybe spread over the course of a week, because my laptop obviously it's got screen readers enabled on it for the blind. If I had my laptop in here and I had it set up and you guys are commenting during the video periodically, now I don't want to do it a lot because it'll just end up making the project massively longer in duration than it would need to be, but periodically I should be able to go to the laptop and my screen reader will read, hopefully, he says, hopefully read some of the comments out. So it's just a thought, and it should work. I can't understand why it wouldn't work. So maybe in the next couple of weeks we can get something sorted with that. It's be worth an experiment. And that way, you know, I can make it a bit more interactive with you guys on my own. You know, again, it's been a massive leap forward for me in my independence, and it's been liberating embracing this live streaming. I think my views have taken a massive hit because of it, but at the end of the day, it's something that I'm doing for myself and being more independent, which is very important for me. So yeah, something to mull over, that definitely. So again, make sure that the inside is very well coated with this sealer. Make sure I get right under that lip where I've undercut and hollowed out. And that's that. Poured a load over the lathe again. Just rub it off, but that lathe bed will probably do before the next project, do with a bit of a wire wooling and waxing. Right, that's flashed off. And just denib this, and then it'll be the Yorkshire grit. So yeah, whoever's listening, if there's anybody listening, there might not be anybody watching or listening. Sorry about saying listening, that's a blind thing. I listen, you guys watch. So yeah, anybody that is watching now, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you for popping by. And if you're not, where are you? Why aren't you watching me? Give me your love. Okie dokie. Yorkshire grit. So yeah, and stopped raining. I did mention that before, I think. So off we go. I've not got the lathe spinning too fast. Couldn't even begin to guess how fast it's going at the moment. 800, who knows, 1,000. So we get right into all the edges and nooks and crannies. Get this Yorkshire bit well worked in. And always be careful when you're doing things like this, because if your fingers touch one of the edges, you'll get a burn. It's going to happen, but just be wary of going inside hollow forms and things. If you're new to wood turning, just keep your fingers well clear. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit now. A clean piece of tissue. I think we've practically got all that Yorkshire grit worked in now. Just double check on that internal diameter there. Put the lid back on that. Friction polish now. Hands up all those that stick the tongs out while they're concentrating. I think must be pre-programmed into us. I wonder if our ancient ancestors did it when they were doing cave paintings. Were they there like that? Who knows? Second coat of friction polish now. Let's just give this outside edge now a bit of a buff up, because it's had some dust on it and my fingerprints and things like that, so I'll just give it a quick lick with the old friction polish. Turn it up a bit more. Right, you ready for this? I've had comments about the noise of this thing and how hard it is. Yeah, not not yet had any scoring due to using the carnauba wax, or any scratches or anything like that. What you have to remember, you know, I'm not, what we're trying to say, every piece that I do, Nicola checks. I'd be able to feel it anyway, but every piece I do, Nicola checks and has a look at it. And she would have said by now, you know, there's scratches and scores and whatever you've done, you've knackered it, but not as of yet. So, but it was a good idea actually by Dave that said, you know, have I considered softening it up by applying some warmth? I hadn't considered it, no. Something I must just have a try with. Well, if that's not polished now, it never will be, he says. So just turn the lathe off now while I'm about to use the chuck key. Feel for where the hole is. Obviously when you're taking work off, you only need to concentrate on one of the holes. Very, very open grain on this. In fact, if I put some kitchen towel in both sides, in both hands, I can just give it a final seam too. Feels really nice, really does feel very nice. It's smelt nice, it's turned lovely. It feels very old, that wood. Could just be the nature of it, but you can imagine feeling that in somewhere like Horton Tower. So there you go. I'll get you guys off the tripod. Bring you around, try not to drop it. So there you have it, folks. Let me just get my bearings. A lovely, where's that? The birdie. There's the birdie. So yes, bit of wiggle room, only 1 millimetre, but it's like I say, I don't want that lid scraping that inside lip and damaging it. What's the point of buying something beautiful like this and then you fill it up a couple of times with potpourri and it's completely crackered? So anywho, let's see if, I hope you're getting that. So the usual spiral detail in the base there, in the mortise. So it's been undercut to facilitate getting it filled with more potpourri. Obviously that's the internal lip for these little feet here. So there you have it. So that's it, folks. Thank you so very much. A nice easy project, lots of fun, beautiful piece of wood. It's turned beautifully well and it has smelt amazing, and it's taken its finish very well. So Thank you so very much to Dr. D for gifting me that piece of wood. Until the next time, thank you so very much. I'm going to check out now and knock all this dust off me and everything. So until the next time, thank you so very much. Please remember to thumbs up, like, share, subscribe and comment. And of course Nicola will read any dialogue that you guys have been passing around. So thank you so very much. I don't know why it doesn't let me in this live streaming in blind mode, let's call it. Yeah, for some reason I have to disable the accessibility option. But luckily, to end it, when I've turned off the voiceover function, the end button is top right hand side of the screen. So anyway, I'm going. Bye. Voiceover off.